John Milton was a 17th-century English poet and statesman, and is widely acknowledged as having a great influence on the evolution of English literature. He was born in London in 1608 as the son of a moderately well-off musical composer. As a child, he showed an enthusiasm for learning, mastering Italian and Latin, and composing an occasional psalm. He graduated with honors from Cambridge in 1632, obtaining a Master's of Arts degree. Shortly afterwards, he undertook 6 years of self-directed study in a countryside residence, reading a whole manner of literary, theological, and philosophical works, and simultaneously mastering several other languages, namely Greek, Hebrew, French, Spanish, and Old English, all while continuously publishing poetry. After this period of study, he was undoubtedly a highly educated man for his time, and is still considered to be one of the most learned of all English poets. He then embarked on an extensive tour of Europe, encountering some of the other primary intellectuals of his time before being drawn back to England in 1639, after hearing of the circumstances that would soon lead to the outbreak of the English Civil War. His continuing career as a writer after this point focused mainly on offering religious, social, and political commentary relevant to the state of England at the time because, understandably, there was much to be made. He soon caught the attention of Oliver Cromwell, the Lord Protector of the newly established English Commonwealth, who gave him a government position in which he was mainly responsible for translating official state documents into Latin. At the time, he also became very politically active, writing pamphlets and passionate political treatises justifying the recent regicide and praising the republican ideals of the Commonwealth and its Lord Protector. On the Late Massacre in Piedmont was written around this time, understandably, as it would have been an event of great concern to the Commonwealth's government. Indeed, he continued to write after suddenly going blind, likely due to retinal detachment or glaucoma, by dictating his thoughts to an aide. This arrangement was not to last, however, for Oliver Cromwell died in 1658. England slid briefly into chaos before the Long Parliament re-established the monarchy, leaving Milton, who was perhaps the Commonwealth's most vehement cheerleader, sorely disappointed. In fact, it has been argued that his magnus opus, Paradise Lost, was his way of expressing his own discouragement at the failure of the Revolution. He died a few years later after having composed a handful of other tragic poetic works in 1674 of kidney failure. An early biographer remarked that his funeral was attended by, quote, his most learned and great friends in London, not without a friendly concourse of the vulgar.